Hello, this is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make 2D paper flowers. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video below. All the materials and the template will be linked below the video. I just launched this new 2D carnation flower, and in the past I made these flowers really small to put on a card, but this time I wanted to try making it bigger, like a regular size flower, about 3 inches wide. And I cut 2 sets with 1 set mirrored cut. You should be able to select it and mirror on Cricut or Silhouette. You could resize this however you like. First, color in your leaves and the stem. And when you get to the flower petals, you can use this travel watercolor brush that I'll be linking below and lightly paint a color you like. I also made these 2D paper carnations in all white for a wedding invitation and loved how it came out. And when you make these for a card, you won't have to do 2 sets and do the mirrored cut. You can just do one for the front. But the one for this video, I wanted to try making a front and back to this flower. You can definitely get creative with these flat paper flowers. Next, you will get a darker pigment and just line the top tips of the petals. And this is optional. I wanted to create those carnations with pink tips. Once you are done, it will take a few minutes for it to dry. When you are taking each piece off, make sure to keep track of them. I like to have the cut file and the final file on my screen so that I could see how I puzzle them in together. Some of these are numbered, but you can also see it by the color variations. You can think of this part like a puzzle and start stacking each piece in order. It does go from top, right to left, to bottom in order. This honestly doesn't have to be perfect. It usually turns out still great, even if it's off by a little bit, comparing it to the final file I provided. I used this white glue that I'll be linking below. This glue is definitely a favorite with the fine tip and dries clear and quicker than other glues I have tried. Next part is optional. You can directly add the final flower on top of the stem provided, and again you can make these much smaller in size as well. But for this video I wanted to try adding a real floral wire instead, so if you want to try this as well, go ahead and cut the stem off the green oval. Then glue that to the flower head on the bottom and add your floral wire on the back. And with your second set mirrored cut, take the other green stem and cut the stem and glue the oval over the floral wire. Then doing the same thing but mirrored on the back side, and go in order. Again, if you wanted to do a card, this back side isn't that important. You would just directly add it to a blank card. But since I wanted to do these flowers in a vase or in an arrangement, I figured the backside should also look more complete, and I loved how it ended up coming out. Even though they are flat 2D flowers, I think they would still be fun to wrap up and gift. Once you get to the leaves, I just used 1 set, but make sure to color the backside as well and add them to the floral wire. Lastly, you could reshape your wire to make it look a little bit more natural. Then I wanted to make a few more different ones. I've had these 2D flowers already on my website a while ago that you can find linked below the video. This one will be the 2D peony. And just like the carnation, you are puzzling these pieces together. I love this type of technique because you really don't need to know how to make paper flowers, but still turns out artsy with no skills other than doing a puzzle. You do have to watercolor these or color them in with markers, but even the coloring process, especially for this peony, you just need to fill in the color and you don't have to even stay within the lines. You just color it in. The carnation could also be an easy solid color if you don't feel like adding the lines on the tips. Then you can just do a solid colored paper even. Don't even need to watercolor if you find the perfect color paper you like. Next will be the 2D paper tulips, and these come in a pair, and they're going to be perfect for Easter cards and spring. Next, I'll be making the 2D paper dahlia, and I'll be making a handful more after to create a bouquet. And I'll be adding a free template for the wrapping portion, so if you want to check that out, you can find it in my next chapter on this video. Next, I have a free template linked below the video for the wrapping part. You could do this on a plain craft paper and wrap it like a cone. And I like to cinch the bottom half and add a ribbon there. You could also print your logo or a custom message or a pattern onto the craft paper before cutting it. This is my logo pattern for my brand. And this time, instead of wrapping it like a cone, you could actually fold it down like a cone. This will be nice to ship like a card in a flat envelope. Lastly, I also cut the free template on a vellum paper and used that to wrap it. This shape seems like a simple cut, but I made sure that the cone on the bottom point meets the top tip. I also loved adding these flowers to the book vase that I'll be linking below. They also look great on a regular vase. Try making them yourself. Please like this video below and subscribe. Thank you for watching.